Alright, kind of a morning video. Mostly. Anyway, warbles on a lot. Yay, a reply video. So this ought to be interesting. It calls me a hallucinaminous. Yeah. It's just such a joke. Let's see what kind of, if he comes back with any kind of rational argument, or if it's just going to be more psychobabble bullshit. Like, let's just pretend there isn't something really fucked up about reality that some people on planet Earth recognize and say, ooh, this is way too messy. Or if it's just more bullshit, which it probably will be. It probably will. Yes, here we are. Grow up, shut up, become productive. Yeah, right. Yeah, I'll glue a panel on my car that produces 40 watts of electricity, and that'll save the world. In fact, I don't drive. Shouldn't have anything to do with it. Yeah. So here we go. Let's see what the fun is.
This is Warbles on a lot.
Blah, blah, blah.
To Inmendham. Just me to you, right? I'm going to post it publicly. But this is Warbles on a lot to Inmendham, alright?
Yeah, my video was pretty much just Inmendham to Warbles, the slandering cunt.
I've got about 5 minutes into your number 4 reply clip. And it was just the same old, same old.
Yeah, that was my accusation to you, that you just keep repeating the same crappy, shitty, fucking argument. You can't make an argument about anything about the real world. You just keep making arguments about my integrity or the integrity of my belief system because somehow it's connected with depressiveness. Fuck you.
I mean, apart from the fact that you've obviously had a howling, screaming, tearing your hair out, babbling off at the mouth, potty mouth fit.
Whatever. Preposterous exaggeration much? Yeah. It's exaggeration. That's what the smart people do.
Which wasn't able to be loaded on YouTube, so you've stuck it up there on Blogger Bowl, where all the shit flows up and all that.
Whatever. Where 80%, 90% of my videos go. That's right. Yeah, that's where I put it.
To the floor. You really feel that I've attacked anti-natalism?
No, you've attacked anti-natalists. You just don't get it, do you? Really this dumb.
In an observer's guide to anti-natalism and anti-natalists, which is obviously intended for people who are on the outside looking in, they've never fucking heard of it. There are people out there who want the meat.
Oh, and you mean that some of them might be confused and think the idea of basically saying the human race is so failed we should just let it go extinct, that they somehow aren't going to understand that that's a rather pessimistic philosophy. I mean, fair enough. Okay, yeah, it just basically is conceding that it just can't be played, the game. So, yeah, it's a little pessimistic. Yeah, they couldn't figure it out for themselves. They needed you to explain that somehow it's only a sick or depressive psychology that could come up with this observation. Yeah, fuck you.
Of anti-natalism to be spread, to be propagated, alright? And I'm friends with some of them.
Probably not as many as before, right, fucker? I mean, really, don't be, to give you an old line from a movie, don't piss down my back and tell me it's raining.
And I had never heard of anti-natalism until 6 months ago, when via the friend activity list, which is no longer part of YouTube because we're being kettled by the excited States Department of Homeland Insecurity to prevent
another one of your sidetracks, no doubt.
an American spring when the snow melts. They don't want a repeat of the Arab Spring in the excited state, so YouTube's being kettled and friend activity's gone. And if I came onto YouTube today, I would never have found you, Gary, right? I wouldn't have stumbled across your alleged philosophy, right? And I say alleged.
Yeah, you say alleged because you just can't make a coherent, reasonable argument. You can just make sloppy, unreasonable arguments.
Alleged, because I don't see it as a philosophy at all. I see it as an ideology.
Yeah, exactly. And so you're going to use that kind of rhetoric. What do you want in return? I'll just give you my honest opinion. I think you're a deluded, disconnected crackhead. Okay, you have some insane notion that little Gaia Earth is on some sort of mission. Its mission is to get consumed by the sun, for the whole human experiment to be an absolute, complete waste of time that will leave not one little remnant behind. There won't be one little stinking arrowhead for somebody to hold up and go, look, Indian. Yeah, not even that will be left behind. It'll just be one big, fat waste of, wheel shred marks on little human paws. All right, spinning and spinning and spinning in a stupid circular eat-your-own-ass wheel. That's all it'll be. Bravo, fucknut. Yeah, yeah, really. Silly person. There.
Right?
Yes.
Perhaps there's a religion for atheists. Right?
No, wrong. There's no dogma. It's based on a really simple diagram. There's no book full of stories. There's no, you can go to the witnesses and ask them yourself. All right, there's no testimony from the past. There's nothing, okay? There's an explanation of our biological reality, the course of evolution, and there's an examination of what essentially is taking place in the 3 pounds of crap we call a brain. And those things combined basically conclude that life is tic-tac-toe stupid, that it's basically just a gladiator game, and that it serves absolutely no functional purpose besides satisfying the unnecessary needs of the little need machines. Now, that's not a complex ideology. It's not a complex dogma. So why don't you refute one stipulation in that argument? Yeah, just try one of them.
And I know atheists get the shits at being told that they actually have a religion, but
yeah, it's like Gandhi would probably get pissed off if you said you're a meat-eating, baby molesting Nazi lover. You know, it'd probably piss him off too. Fuck you, slanderer.
atheists have a belief about God. If you have
they have a belief about all cartoon characters, all fables, cartoons. We got other things for those stories of make believe. What else can you call them? There's other words for this nonsense. This just absolute nonsense. Make believe. Yes, atheist. I'm a make believer. Okay, I have no interest in your made up, contrived nonsense. There's no evidence anywhere for any gods.
Religious belief. Therefore, atheism is a species of religion. It is one of the powerless God theories.
Yeah, well, whatever. This is again just more nonsense, right? So this is what you're gonna sit there and base your reputation of your cognitive skills on this kind of nonsense. This isn't 2 + 2 = 4. This is fucking bullshit. It's a false premise, and it's a preposterous distortion of the meaning of words.
Right? A powerless God theory, Gary, is one where the individual concerned cannot imagine, no matter how hard they want to fire.
Well, what the fuck? I mean, what, you think we can't make up cartoons in our head? We can't make up fairy stories in my head? You know, I mean, it's not that hard to just look outside. You know, I could find a slug on the ground and I could come up with the magic slug theory. You know, that the special golden slug invented the universe and it popped out of one of its tentacles. I could make up a preposterously stupid, nonsensical, idiotic story. But why would I do that? It would be stupid.
Under their ass and squeeze their brain into high gear. They cannot imagine a God theory that is capable of dealing with all the simultaneous variables in the world that they perceive. All right?
Yeah, they can't conceive of a God stupid enough to create sloppy. That's right. You just really can't get... There's no way to get the God powers if you're an imbecile. All right? They don't have like a God power vending machine on the little yellow buses.
Powerless God theory. Now, they're pretty fucking popular. You know? It is normal to have a powerless God theory. You've got a powerless God theory. It's called atheism.
Well, whatever. Again, so this is how you argue for the existence of your is God or whatever the fuck you're arguing for, is to basically argue that everybody else is a God believer anyway. And if you're going to be a nonsensical fuckwit, you might as well be one like you. Is that how it works? Is that how you convince people that your brand of propaganda has some value? Fail.
Ism, right? The Pope of fucking Rome. He's got a powerless God theory, right? In his powerless God theory, they take up a collection to pay the insurance premium for the policy that covers the roof of the fucking church against storm and tempest. Even though they get down there and they recite the Apostles' Creed.
You really just don't get it. The fact that religious people are hypocrites and don't really believe in their gods doesn't have anything to do with me, you fucking nut. And that's why this is all very offensive. What does that have to be? What? Argue my hypocrisy. Argue something disingenuous in what I say, you fucking asshole. All right? I have no responsibility to explain the insane and erratic behavior of Catholic semi-deities or whatever the fuck popes are.
Where they say that they believe in one God, the Father, the Almighty, the maker of heaven and earth, of all things seen and unseen. That's just lip service, Gary. What they really fucking believe is that their God cannot steer the thunderstorms. That's why they have an insurance policy.
They don't believe in their God, you idiot. Okay, so this is a stupid conversation. They don't believe in God, quite obviously. They certainly don't believe in Jesus Christ.
The roof of the church, right? They have another insurance policy to stop their fucking geriatric parishioners from slipping over on the steps. And they have another insurance policy.
Whatever. This is, again, quite irrelevant. Just quite the fuck irrelevant. You're going to call me infinite pusillanimous pissant. And this is how you're going to do it, is by explaining how the Pope's a hypocrite and an asshole? Sorry. Fail is all I can say.
To pay all the legal fees of their pedophile priests. Right? And even though the tenets of their religion, right? The commandments of Moses, you know, the Mosaic tenets. It states, thou shalt not kill.
Well, look, you crazy fuck. What the fuck? Again, what, should I go on a whole rant and ask you to justify Stalin? I mean, what, you know, what the fuck are you talking about? You keep doing this. Somehow Pol Pot has something to do with me, and now the Pope has something to do with me. I don't think it has a motherfucking thing to do with me or antinatalism, and this is just fucking bullshit. Again, why do we have to take responsibility for these assholes? We've called them assholes. We pointed our finger at them and said asshole. Why the fuck are they our problem?
A fucking armed guard at his bedroom door. and another one at the end of the hallway and another one at the front gate. Thou shalt not kill, and the head of their religion has an armed guard, right? That is a fucking powerless God theory, right? And if it's a blasphemous act of a powerless God theory to have an insurance policy on the roof of the church, doesn't that mean that all kinds of insurance are equally blasphemous?
Oh, whatever. This is just such a waste of my time. You said this video is to me? This isn't to me. This has nothing to do with me.
Right? Another one of those fucking tenets. Right? Says thou shalt not commit usury. So if you want to keep their religion, if you want to keep their God theory, you're not allowed to pay interest and you're not allowed to charge interest. So everything from, well, that even predates Moses. It goes back to Zoroaster, like 5,000 fucking years ago. Hammurabi in Babylon went against the prohibition on usury. And Babylon fucking...
This is a waste of time. But look, the word usury is a little complicated anyway, because some people argue that usury means excessive interest, overinflation. But anyway, I'm not. Who cares? Again, what does this have to do with me? What does it have to do with antinatalism? Absolutely nothing. So you just sit there and decide to call us a dog, and then explain why dogs suck. I mean, this is just bullshit.
Infell. And every society that's decided to have a deficit-financed economy in order to secure economic growth has fallen on its fucking ass. You and I are alive at a time...
Well, whatever. Every civilization has fallen on its ass, technically, over time, right? If you give it enough time, it'll fall on its ass. But the problem is it's a nuclear world now, so... It's going to be interesting to see a nation fall that has the bomb. I mean, the Soviet Union sort of did it, but, it didn't really fall.
When 5,000 years of economic growth has utterly destroyed the global environmental surplus. So there's nothing to be harvested anymore. Peak oil's gone, peak fish is gone, peak coal is gone, peak phosphorus is gone, peak...
Yeah, whatever. It doesn't, I've made similar arguments, so, again, why do I have to listen to this shit? But the point is what does all that mean? Oh, what that means is that human life is going to become difficult. That human beings will live through really, really hard times, and so it's all going to be wasted suffering. Again, more wasted suffering. I mean, if I thought it was just going to eradicate them, if I thought the whole game would be completely over in 20 years, I'd say, okay, who cares about the argument? Go ahead, do what you want, fuckwits, who cares? But the point is we could drag out our Stone Age reemergence, the AK-47, perspective. We could live that for a long time. We could live like fucking cockroaches. And that's a bad thing.
Timber is gone. Right? Industrial civilization is about to fucking implode. You say you wouldn't live my life? You wouldn't give 25 fucking cents for my life? I wouldn't live your life for a fucking $1,000 a day. I wouldn't live your life for $100,000 a day.
Right. So you're making my argument for me. That's right. I have no use for it in your mode. I have no use for it in my mode. I wouldn't pay to live my life either, you stupid fuck. That's my whole point. And what do you think you do when you call yourself a pro-natalist? You're basically giving license to assholes who just say, I feel like doing it, create something that nobody would pay to be. So fucking you grow up. Grow a brain, asshole. You're being the hypocrite. You're saying you're pro something, and yet you're admitting that you wouldn't do it.
Because you're a miserable whinging half-wit stuck in fucking North America. I mean, your life is shit. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, well, whatever. My point is that you're a shit. Okay, I don't give a fuck where you live and how you live. That's not what I was making a commentary on. I was saying I don't want to be you. That you are an asshole. I wouldn't want to be you in the pleasure kingdom of Shangri-La. I wouldn't want to be you anywhere, anyway, anyhow. Not on a green piece of ham, not in a Spam I Am, not on, Sam I Am's right foot. I wouldn't want to be you any fucking place in the universe.
Shit, Gary. To listen to you and add it all up and, divide it by the number we first thought of and read between the lines, no human existence is worthy of Gary's admiration unless that human existence is a professor of philosophy at Harvard.
Well, that's stupid. Again, prove it. You just made an accusation. Now prove it. Prove what life I've validated as being productive or purposeful. All right? The only thing we can do is make the best of it as we're here. Okay? Apply the skills we have to clean up what messes we can. My argument, the antinatalist argument, is don't make more messes. It's that simple. Okay? The little wheel you turn to turn the sewage off is right there. All we do is turn the wheel, turn the sewage off, and we don't got to clean up the mess. It's not a complicated equation. It's really fucking dirt simple, idiot. And no one's talking about just professors. Let's just let the professor turds out. No, nobody's arguing that, idiot. They're all turds. Fuck all of it.
And that's what Gary realises that he never was, therefore all humans are fuckwits. And you know what? The kangaroos and the sheep and the rabbits and the deer, they're not professors of philosophy at Harvard. So they're not fucking worthy either, are they?
Another straw man arguments. This is all you got, right? You just make up a lie and then tear down your lie. Well, it's just a lie, asshole. Again, I haven't advocated for any kind of special professor lifestyles. I've plainly stated that, yes, I wouldn't be an animal, so why would I breed one? Why would I advocate for the breeding of them? If I wouldn't live its existence, why the fuck would I do that? That's like advocating for slavery and not being willing to be a slave, right? It's stupid. That would be a hypocrisy, dickwad.
They should die because they might suffer during their life. And Gary's afeard of suffering, right? Gary worked out...
No, I find waste abhorrent, both logically, rationally, every bit of me, and even emotionally. I find waste disgusting, and it's just wasted. It's wasted suffering. That's the problem. If there was something you could possibly do with the suffering, then I'd say fine. But there's nothing you can do with it except satisfy a need that doesn't need to exist.
His entire view on life, the universe and everything by the time he was 7, right? I, Gary, of the Inmendham clan, am too...
Yeah, that's right. I realized that we're just at 7, pretty much. I didn't say the words, needs that don't need to exist, but I basically had the idea that the whole thing runs on shit, on shitty notions. People are walking around actually giving me Santa Claus and God as an explanation for things. They're telling me that there's some fucking God looking down at us and somehow not doing anything about anything and just saying, what will be, will be. What will be, will be. And I was supposed to make sense out of that kind of crap? Sorry, no sale. So yeah, at 7 years old, I figured out this is stupid. And then it took a few years later before I realized exactly why it was stupid. But yeah, I knew the stupidity was quite obvious. I could tell that the 2 and the 3 don't equal the 4, and that I knew that somehow, there was a reason.
Fucking selfish to have a kid. Because I'm terrified that I might be a bad parent. And I can't be bothered anyway. Because all that matters
Again, we've made the arguments. Okay, I'm not an antinatalist for any personal reason, or I have no card in the fucking game. Personally, But that's beside the point. The point is I don't want the thing to be created. I don't believe in Frankensteins. Not only ones that I might make, but anybody else makes, you stupid shit. It's not that complicated. And yet you have to. The only argument you can make is to contrive a straw man, to contrive a false reality so you can argue that. Because you can't argue what people explicitly say. You can't quote them and explain how what they're saying is wrong.
That's about the fucking sum total and limit of Gary's philosophy. It's not that you can't be a good...
Well, this is another idiotic argument. And your argument is that your philosophy has something to do with something other than your philosophy? Me. It's yours, asshole. It's not my philosophy, so it's obviously me, yours. Idiot. Fuck, what an idiot.
Parent, you can't be bothered to be a good parent. It's not that it's difficult to live a happy life in harmony with the environment, but oh, fucking hell, there's some effort involved.
Yeah, whatever. Look, it's been resoundingly, most people say, fuck that. Okay, so I'm not the only one who finds that just completely, finds civilization very unappealing, but finds the idea of living, without running hot and cold water and enough electricity to be, a real shabby existence. But I'll concede that point, but it has nothing to do with this subject. It has absolutely nothing to do with this subject. I am not advocating for civilization. I'm not advocating for uncivilization. I'm not advocating for the stupid, idiotic game, you stupid fuck. Will you get back to the game and explain how the game has any function besides replicating a DNA molecule? And until you do that, all of this is just an evasion, because you don't have any counter-argument.
Why would you have fucking solar panels and batteries and an inverter when you can just flick the switch and turn on the coal-fired power station that lives down the road? And then you can whinge and whine and fucking moan about normal people and what cunts they are. But, they supply you with food, and they supply you with heat, and they supply you with clothing, and you don't fucking make anything. And you whinge because you don't think life's good enough because you're not living up to your own standards.
Yeah, whatever. I spent my whole life essentially making things out of garbage, okay? Fixing the broken things, preserving their useful utility, all right? So again, your argument fails. I haven't spent my life, at a call center randomly calling people trying to sell them bullshit. Shithead.
I live up to my standards.
Who cares?
I don't think you should fuck people unless you're prepared to go broody with them. Because it's a symbolic act, right?
Well, that's idiotic. That's really idiotic. Unless you intend to have kids, well, then you have to have a contract. But otherwise, the contract is, I like ye. I like ye too. There, you do something. And then when you don't like ye no more, you go your separate ways. There's nothing wrong with that. It's if you have kids, you need a contract, shithead. So you can go to court like you.
It welds connections, psychic, mental connections, duties and responsibilities and expectations.
I'm going to just start laughing now, right? I'm just going to have to start laughing, right? This coming from the guy who just 3 videos ago or whatever was showing us his suitcase full of legal papers. Yeah, some welding.
And I don't want any of them because I don't think I can fucking live up to them. So I don't trust to a condom, right? I just don't fuck people, right? I'm a hetero.
Well, whatever. Who cares again? Like I said, you're just proving my point now. Who the fuck wants to be you? No sale here.
But what do you fucking do? Constantly talking about the chicky babes you were talking to on the sticking can.
Constantly? Really? Is it really constant? I don't think it is. I think it's what percentage of my video content has something to do with the chickie babes, right? And the videos that I talk about that are called What the Fuck, okay? They're not videos about serious philosophy. They're just general videos about my week on the internet. All right, now, so you want to you can't even make those subtle distinctions. You can't make distinctions about videos that have titles about subjects and videos that are just videos of a personal nature, vlogging about life on Earth. You can't even do that. And I'm supposed to believe you have a 160 IQ? No. Sorry, no sale again.
As if any of them want to fuck you. Why would they want to do that? Why are you still fantasising about sweet young things at age...
Because it's fun. Why are you off? You are completely... Boy, you really give me evidence and reason to say, I'll up the ante not to be you. Okay? I mean, if fantasies aren't even within the boundaries of allowed. Oh, you're just so fucking obnoxiously idiotic.
52.
Right? Yeah, and hopefully I'll be
fucking old as my father was.
As long as I'm alive. That's right.
You have no fucking interest in reproducing, so you have no right to play with anybody else's reproductive system.
Okay, now there we go. We could just play with that one forever, right? I mean, somebody should just take that clip and just say, this guy is this wacky, okay? I mean, what kind of idiotic notion is that? You have no right to play with what are intended to be your reproductive organs by a DNA molecule's Borgish obligations. I mean, you can't get sillier than this, right? I mean, you really can't. I mean, he's probably against surgery for appendicitis. Probably, nature gave it to you. Too bad. Antibiotics? No way, man. Cure for smallpox? No way. Don't be interfering with nature's beautiful balance. That's this fucknut. That's his ideology. And this asshole has wasted my time. What am I wasting my time talking to a nutcase this nutty? He's telling me I have to obey the regime of a DNA molecule. I don't have any right to step out of its parameters. Can I blow my nose in a tissue? Is that allowed?
Happy with wanking, old man.
That's unnatural too, isn't it? But yeah, I am happy with it. Yeah, works for me.
At least be a harmless old wanker instead of a silly, foolish fucker. And stop fantasizing.
Well, whatever. You don't have evidence of anything, so why are you even talking about this? What the fuck does this have to do with anything? Oh, that's right, nothing. It has nothing to do with anything. Way the fuck off subject. Warbles on a lot? No. Wobbles off the fucking subject a lot.
About sweet young things. Because they find it disgusting.
Oh, do they?
Young women do not enjoy being
horror, the horror.
Lectured over by old farts like you.
Gee, I mean, that's just so stupid, because I don't go to their house. They come in to my house. So what do you think they're looking for? Exactly. And I mean, like, you don't even, like I said, why should I even have to defend it? Like I said, go show me the woman who's complaining. All right, that I've somehow done some horrid violation. Show me that. The ones that are complaining, the ones I'm calling skanky cunts.
And this is something that I can speak with authority on, because I once used to live in the nurse's home, where there was 96 women, 3 men, and 1 spare room. And I know what sweet young things talk about when they're sitting around in their 90s crocheting babies' clothes.
Yeah, you were a spy in your 90, right? Yeah, well, obviously, that part of your life I wouldn't have mind to live in, but not if I had to live it in your shoes, right? Because my shoes definitely would have done a different kind of dance.
I know what it's like to be a teenaged male in that television room looking at all the sweet young things with all their sweet young curves, and all of them crocheting babies' booties, and none of them with a kid. And just as you uploaded a potty mouth version to Vlogger Bowl where, the shit rises up and overflows onto the floor. I filmed a nasty, vicious version of my response to you, and out of respect for all the other antinatalists in the world, I'm not going to upload it.
Oh, yeah, come on. You can't make a bigger fool of yourself, so you might as well go for it. But yeah, you're just not good at it in the first place, and you're not saying anything. See, again, we're back to the same argument. This is 12 minutes into this video, you haven't made one rational argument why the philosophy of antinatalism is incorrect.
Now there you sit in your bucket of shit in the excited states of Norte Americano.
Well, again, if you think you're going to hurt my feelings by insulting the United States of America, you're really, really, really going to be off the mark. Okay? I mean, I think it'd be great if America just started to blow up, or it sank. Yeah, it sank. Just started sinking. It would be okay with me, shithead.
And because you've had a failure of your imagination, and because you've made a fucking mess of your life, and because you've never achieved anything, because you're too fucking scared to risk anything.
Oh, whatever. You know, again, we all got to prove our lives or something. I don't have anything to prove to you. I don't have a wrecked, stupid, frivolous nonsense plane in my cupboard. Yeah, I haven't done stupid, idiotic things with my existence. But yeah, I don't owe you any, demonstration of, my path through life. I really don't have to. I already have detailed a lot of it, but I really don't owe you anything, you fucker. I don't owe you any accountability, not one goddamn bit. I make videos that have arguments in them. Counter the arguments, and if you can't do that, you're just a lame little slandering weasel.
You've thrown out a challenge to me as to what people are going to remember of me if I drop dead. Well, I was a nurse for 5 years, Gary. Cure the sick, comfort the dying.
Oh, whatever. That doesn't really mean anything either, does it? I mean, lots of people know nurses. I've known a couple, and yeah, sorry. They were sadistic little fucks. But anyway, doesn't mean anything. That wasn't the point of my video. So you don't get the point of the remark anyway. But go ahead, itemize your great and heroic life.
Raise the dead.
Yes.
I've done that.
Yeah, for what good?
I developed a thing called a lockout index for towing hang gliders into the sky safely behind ultralights.
Yeah, recreational toys. So, yeah, you tow recreational toys into the sky for absolutely no accomplishment, waste a bunch of fuel so some asshole can go, ooh, 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 ooh. Yeah, not terribly productive. Sorry, failed.
In 1997, it was mandated by the Civil Aviation Safety Authority as mandatory industry standard for all aero towing training operations in Australia. A couple of years later, after another dickhead got killed towing without it, it was mandated for all operations, all aero towing operations. It's estimated to save 10 takeoff crashes a year, Gary. That's two.
Oh yeah, right. Nobody else would have thought of it. Right, it would have never been invented, or something better wouldn't have been invented. Right, okay. I'll trust you on that. But again, it's what? You're just talking about roller coaster wheels, right? You invented the locking roller coaster wheel. Now, I would invent the, burn down the roller coasters. That was what I would invent the match, and you just burn all this fucking nonsense that people waste money on.
One fatal, 2 high quads. 3 paraplegics in wheelchairs, and 4 cashed up yuppies who can afford a hang glider to frighten themselves with on the weekends, orthopaedic casualties for, say, 2 years. It saves the grateful Australian nation's treasury $31 million a year in unbroken, uncomposted yuppies.
Again, I don't really want to waste my time on this kind of stuff, but this is the kind of pseudoscience bullshit you're just brilliant at. You just pull out some kind of fucked up number and say, look at what I've saved, and you don't measure the liability. So the more the easier and more convenient it is to do this hang gliding thing, the more risk you take out of it, the more, it just becomes an entertainment of, like you just described, the rich. So you've wasted the fuel of the plane that has to take the plane into the air, right? Just a complete waste of fuel, correct? So let's add up all the fuel wasted for these recreational rides, and then we'll give you your share of the wasted resources. Yeah. I mean, if you don't go in the air in the first place, well, you can't fall down and get paralyzed, right? Can't get killed in a hang gliding accident if you're not hang gliding or gliding, right? Yeah. So I could save the Australian government even more money. Yeah.
I've paid rates on an endangered species sanctuary for 21 years. I got 12 Burralong frogs when they were rare and threatened and let them go here, and they became biologically extinct according to the National Parks and Wildlife Service. And 10 years later I had over 1 million that were overflowing my boundaries because I used trespassing sheep for archery practice, and there were no hard-footed land lice to kill the frogs during the drought. So I've kept one.
yeah, nothing to kill them. Oh, isn't that brilliant? So yeah, you've created a biological experiment. You've created 1 million things to be killed and then 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 killed to propagate and die for no good reason, because you thought it was you had a notion in your head. So again, you're not going to win on that score either. You don't save things, you just perpetuate them. Those are the two choices.
Biologically extinct species from becoming extinct, and it's now no longer biologically extinct.
I assume it's probably an I assume it's probably an exaggeration, but you only had the last 12 frogs in existence. But anyway, again, who cares? How do you know this frog is of any fucking value whatsoever? It might be, right now, your frog might be annihilating some other species. Might be competing it right out of existence, right this very minute. Maybe 10 species. Maybe your frog has just eliminated 10 species. Yeah. So, well, now it's all minuses, isn't it? By your stupid math.
And I figured out how to save 30-35% of my car's fuel burn. I made it public on YouTube. What have you done, apart from encourage people to wallow in misery and feel fucking depressed?
Well, I already cited the point. Like I said, I've got all these other channels. I've proposed all kinds of solutions to problems, fixes, whatnot. So again, you want to get into some sort of pissing contest, that's your business. You made a video slandering anti-natalists. I made a video defending them from your fucking slander, you fucking turd. Now, you want to get into all this little personal crap, well, go ahead, knock your fucking asshole off. Okay, but I got no interest in it, you shithead. Fuck off and die for all I give a fuck.
You're an idiot. A hypersensitive idiot with a fragile ego.
Oh, you're a lying, slandering piece of crap. An ignorant, dumb moron who believes in ISIS and believes in Gaia and believes in a DNA molecule. You got no argument. You got no credibility. You're just a fucking trash-talking shitwit. So fuck off.
Shut up and get a productive hobby instead.
Yeah, get eaten by a frog, you fucknut. Yeah, go get eaten by your frogs. Whatever. Stupid fucking idiot. That's all there is to say. You're a fucking idiot. Come on, guys. He's got you triggered warbles. I don't know what that. He's got you triggered warbles. I don't know what that means. But whatever. Who cares? Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Yeah, I mean, really, you're just a lying, manipulating, straw man making piece of shit. There's nothing else to say. Fuck you. Yeah, I said it. Fuck you. Fuck you. Yeah, I said it. I was just using, I still had, oh yeah, I forgot the camera was up to an hour now, so I took off some of the other videos. Been making longer videos. I'll stop doing it though. Eventually, maybe, possibly. So I don't think there's anything, no other news. It just really is so slow here on the tubes. Anyway, till next time.